Oh, yeah, he's awake and alive.
It's the 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast with your friend Mike. It's the 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast that you like, 'cause it's free. Here he comes now with Lily Matchko. It's gonna start.
Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. We are starting late today, folks. Later than I wanted to. I was supposed to be here at 2, but it is, and then I was going to be here at 2:30, and then no later than 3. And things changed because here we are now. It's almost 4, and I'm sitting in Lily's kitchen. And I'll tell you this: it's a terrible way to wind up the home stretch of what is clearly the last season of this podcast, the last year of this podcast. Year 5 is absolutely the end of it, and I don't think that can be argued by any one of us. You guys, me, and certainly not Lily, because folks, I am here, sitting here, waiting to record, waiting patiently, sitting in a chair, staring at a microphone with earbuds in my ears, and I'm a fucking afterthought, folks. I am discarded. I am thrown onto the scrap heap. I am placed at the end of the queue for all of the things that Lily needs to pay attention to. She's eating Snickers bars and she's having an Oreo or two because she's depressed like me. And then she's getting phone calls and taking them, folks. I'm sitting here with earbuds in my ears. I got tweakedaudio.com/40 earbuds all up in my grill. Well, actually, that's a bad place for them. I should put them in my ears. Maybe that's why she didn't get the message. But I have them in my ears, tucked in, and my brain is ready to go, and I'm sitting here staring, because I was late, folks. I won't lie to you. I was late. I was supposed to be here at 2 o'clock, and I wanted to try to get this over with, because I know Lily's very busy. She tells me that all the time. She's so busy. She has so many things on her plate, and you know what? I'm not even on her plate anymore. I'm in a side plate. She's got a plate in front of her and it's completely full. And then she's got like one of those, like, you ever go to a buffet and you fill that plate up with a bunch of retarded food and it's just like fucking crab legs and prime rib and all that shit is hanging off of there. And then you got to go get Jell-O. I am the fucking Jell-O in Lily's buffet. That's it. I'm the afterthought. It's like that thing where your fucking plate is piled sky high with potatoes and food and nonsense. And then you walk by and it's green Jell-O always. That's what catches your eye. Fuck red Jell-O, fuck orange Jell-O, because that's just like, you're like, what's that square of color? But if it's green Jell-O with pears, holy shit, do you grab it? How fast do you grab it? You punch a kid in the face to grab a fucking square of green Jell-O with pears in it. And that's who I am. In the buffet of Lily's life, I'm the green Jell-O with pears. She sees me and thinks, oh, that's kind of cute. I would like that. And then she takes it and lets it sit on the table while she eats her real food. And then it's over and she throws me in the garbage, unfucking heated. God damn it. I'm sitting here looking at her. She's on the phone. She's taking texts. And she keeps saying like, hold on a second. And then she takes a call and then gives this girl a breakdown on pants. Like, it was the weirdest thing in the world. She's like, and this is, by the way, whenever a woman calls you, always give this advice, that you can never go wrong with this advice. And add another 8 inches. That's always a perfect thing to say. Anytime you're giving advice to a woman, I don't give a fuck what it is. As long as you can throw in add another 8 inches, you've given the best advice you possibly can. So she's telling this girl about a costume and fringe, and she's like, "Oh, you're gonna swag it from your hip to your ass, and you're gonna do this." And I'm sitting here patiently. I've got earbuds in my ears. I've got tweakedaudio.com/40 earbuds all surrounding my head, face at the microphone. A sound check already accomplished, folks. Already did the sound check. Because once we do the sound check, that means we're kind of ready to go, I thought. Once I have the earbuds, because I mean, look, let me just give her a break for just a second. When I come here, I sit here like a dumb fuck. All right, I will sit here for an hour and a half and talk to her about idiots on Facebook and things that I hate, and then I do a show. When in reality, I should just fucking tape that. When I walk in, I should tape the first hour and a half that I'm here and then walk the fuck out. But instead, I make her listen to a bunch of nonsense, and then I go, hey, we ready to do a show after I'm all talked the fuck out? So then we'll talk, and then I'll put my earbuds in, and that means time to get serious, folks, because you know what? I'm the boss. I'm the boss of this podcast, right? So once the boss puts his earbuds in, we're ready to roll. We're ready to fucking record. Hit some buttons, point at me, and sit there and pretend that you care. But no, instead, now I'm competing with new iPhone 5 with blinky light and buzzing noise and texts from everybody. God damn it, I can't compete with iPhone 5. I'm not Siri. Siri has it all over me, for fuck's sake. So I was ready to record this show an hour ago. I've been sitting here waiting and waiting, and she's like, look at this picture of Woody on the Titanic. Ha 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 ha, awesome. I don't, memes do nothing for me at this point. We can talk about memes when I'm finished. I have a show to record. Get in the game. Head in the game, stripper. Hold on, I can take this phone call. Ring, ring. Hello? I don't know. I like pasties. Pasties are very nice. Oh, what's that swag? You're going to put it around your ass? Measure it first. Okay, bye. Sorry, Michael. I'm her coach. Her coach! You're her burlesque coach! Oh my God, no! Sorry, I'm her coach. So you're going to have to take calls all the time now in the middle of the show? How many people are you coaching? So now Lily, the anti-mame of the burlesque community, now has this, you know what she is? Go watch the credits for the Partridge Family. She's the big partridge, and then behind her there are those 8 little partridges that's following her to the bus. Lily's got to have a fucking multicolored stripper bus with a bunch of goddamn stripper partridges that follow her on it. Because she's their coach. Hello, world, there's a song that we're singing. Come on, get your clothes off. Come on, get strippy. Hello, world, there's a song that we're singing. Come on, get strippy. That's it. Lily's got a Partridge Family bus. All these fucking other girls are on there. And she's like, all right, let me see your asses. God damn, what a great job that would be. And yet I am now put on the back burner. Well, I guess I can't argue with that. Hey, I got to look at these 8 chicks' asses. I'll be with you in a second. Hold on to your ideas. Hold on to your show that you can't wait to unleash on everybody. I'm sure it's brilliant. Anyway, hold on. I got a phone call to take. Can't you see that my phone is buzzing and blinking and lighting up? She had a phone before that had a pink case. Now she's got a fucking slot machine. I don't know what the fuck. Bzz, 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 as there's rolling and buzzing and fucking lights flashing. I'm not even kidding. I wish I was joking and exaggerating that for like comedic effect. No. I'm sitting here and it'll start buzzing and flashing. She has why is that light on there? So you can find it in your purse?
Because I like to be able to hear it and see it.
Oh my God, you're old. Look how old we both are. You have to do that. You have to put sirens and a searchlight on your phone, and I have to bitch about it for an hour. That's how old we are. We were so young when we started this show. What happened to us? We are idealistic. We were sitting around a kitchen table in Burbank, and now here we are, the oldest building in Hollywood with the newest phone in Hollywood. Staring at one another. And that's why, you know what? We're like the old married couple who's like tired of one another. Except you're the one who's tired of me and I'm not. I'm sitting here champing at the bit waiting to do a goddamn show at the microphone and you're like, hold on, Edith. You're in your Archie Bunker chair just fucking blowing. Stifle, Mike. That's an impression from a show from the 70s. God damn it. If I can't bring you Kojak, I'll bring you All in the Family, folks. That's where I live. All right. Ready to do a fucking show. Sitting here ready. Ready. It's my big dick. I'm ready to record. I'm ready to shoot, Jack. You're not the boss of me. You're not the boss of me. You can't tell me this. Fuck me. So I'm here ready to talk, ready to do a show. I got earbuds in. It's my big dick. I'm ready to fucking record. And all of a sudden, Jack's got other shit going on. Duh. Come on, Jack Horner. Come on, Lily Jack Horner. Head in the game. Tits in the game, damn it. That's another thing, too. Then I'm sitting here waiting to talk, and she's like, oh, my bra's freaking out. She pulls her shirt off. And it's not, and again, not a joke. You think I'm amping that up? No. She just pulls her, she got a black turtleneck on today, and she pulls it up so I can see her black bra, and she's tugging on her black bra. She's like, yeah, it's weird. It's like, and I'm just staring, just like, all right. And the thing is, I did stare on purpose, like, because I didn't want, in my head, I'm like, is she going to be uncomfortable with it? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Obviously, she's pulling her tits out so I can look at them. To you, yes. Yes, because, you know why? Because you live your life naked. So, like, to you, you're like, oh, yeah, you could barely see anything. It's you in a bra. I mean, whether you think so or not, I got an eyeful. I mean, it's I'm into that. That's fine. But to you, because you, most of the time you're in pasties, you're like, because, I mean, that's the thing is you're like, I'm not even naked. When you have pasties on, you're like, I'm not even naked. It's like, what? Seriously? I mean, if you want to go by square footage, you're pretty close to naked as far as I'm concerned. But that's to you. You wear pasties and go, I'm not naked. So that's the way you live your life. So when I see you take your shirt off in the kitchen, and also, by the way, there's levels. There's absolutely levels. If we were in the club and you were at your show and you took your shirt off into a bra, it'd be like, nah, you know what? We're at a show and that's what happens. It's me and you alone in the kitchen and you took your shirt off. My brain...
Hold it up on the left-hand side to fix this.
My brain has been in that situation before and knows what happened later. My brain has been in the situation before where I've been in a room with a woman and she took her shirt off, and my brain is like, well, all right, let's go. And unfortunately, the rest of my brain has to grab the chain and jank it back and go, no, down, boy. Literally, like the dog that is my brain just like fucking went for it, and then snap, the fucking chain jerked back. So I'm like, no, dude, that's not your bone. But again, man, my brain has been in that situation where a woman is taking her shirt off and guess what? I know how that story ends. But to you, you're just like, la-di-da, check out my bra. Like, all right.
My bra off.
You didn't take your bra off. Doesn't matter. You took your shirt off and there you were in a bra.
Take my shirt off. I
But it
pulled
doesn't
up on the
matter.
left-hand side to fix a little thing.
You don't have a cock. You have no idea what goes through a mind. What goes through a cock. Seriously. Even if I wasn't here, my cock alone would just be like, hey, brah, what's happening over there? If I was asleep, my cock would have been like, brah, it doesn't matter. Guys have that, you know, we don't see dead people. We see big tits. That's what it says. It's like the sixth sense, but like that's what your cock sixth sense is. It's like it's hiding under a bed and it whispers and it's like, I see big tits. That's it. Done. I see big tits. And it reacts. And then you're in your bra taking phone calls. Hello? Well, I'd add another 8 inches if I was you. Oh my God. Honestly? So are you just going to drape that over your ass? Is that what you're going to do? Just go ahead and drape that over your ass and add another 8 inches. Hold on. I got to take my bra off. Jesus Christ. See, this is shorthand business for you. For me, I just walked on. I'm waiting for the fucking pizza guy to show up and we're going to tag team you.
Oh my God, it hurts.
Good Lord. Again, you have the casual shorthand of sexuality, but to me, I mean, I can't put it away.
Holy fuck.
That you want to get to the larger picture of men and women and friends and all that nonsense. That's great. We're friends. That's great. But you take your shirt off. I got news for you. Business is about to pick up. At that point, let's put it this way: we're friends. You take your shirt off. We're friendly. Jesus Christ. Some here waiting to do a show. And that happens. So, hi. Oh, Jesus. All right. And the funny thing is, she's wearing more today than she's worn in weeks. I mean, normally I get here, it's a t-shirt. You know what I mean? And that's it. But there was something today about the because that's the thing. If I come here and she's wearing a t-shirt, that's fine. Whatever, she does that all the time. But if I come here and she's wearing like regular clothes and then she takes them off, that's like a dare at that point, right? That's just a huge fuck you to me. All right. You're lucky this because it's so funny. Never mind. I don't even. It doesn't make sense. Because this chair rolls. So look, I was just literally the next time it happens, I'll just roll over like really quick, shoot over on the chair. We used to do that all the time in the office. Oh fuck, when we wrote on Load, we were over this place called Load Media, and I hired Pat as my co-writer, my buddy Pat, and we would do the stupid thing again. I wish to God we could unlock the disc that has these fucking clips on them, because they're awful. The best part of them is to see us being young and stupid, and because they're terrible. They're not funny. I will tell you right now. Some of them we thought were hilarious, but some of them are just fucking pathetic. Pat actually found a couple and put them on YouTube, I think, if I remember correctly. But we had one, because we used to, it was our first, all right, none of us had jobs ever. Like, we were all comedians. So then when we get hired to work in an office, all of us have chairs with wheels on them. Which is just, you shouldn't do that with idiots. Don't give idiots chairs with wheels. That's if I can bring you any message, folks. If you're stocking your office with idiots, make sure you're gonna get two. Look, if you're gonna build an office, there's one. You can have one thing. If you're gonna get idiots, don't get chairs with wheels. If you're going to get chairs with wheels, back off on hiring the idiots because they are not a good combination. Because we would fire them down the hallway. Like Pat would. So then we started to write these sketches where we would all be arguing in a room, and then Pat would just roll by the door and go, "Get to work." And like you would see him, because he'd be rolling. That was the whole point, was he was rolling through the office at all times on the chair. And then we did another one that I was so proud of. There were 3 desks in this little office, and we all had wheels. And I shot my chair over to Russ's, and then I left. And then when I did that, Russ shot over to Pete's. And then Russ left and Pete shot over to me, and then I shot over to Pete. Like, we did this choreographed ballet of the chairs, and we filmed it from on high, so you could see us all zigging, zagging across the office. God damn, it was great. You know what? Let me go back. If you're hiring idiots, have chairs with wheels, because the fun, the capacity for fun, it multiplies like you wouldn't believe. Just hire idiots, first of all. Let's put it this way. If you hire idiots, they're going to find fun stuff in your office no matter what. Chairs with wheels are just, because they're inherently fun on their own, even for non-idiots. All right, if you're a non-idiot and you're in a chair with wheels, even then you're enjoying that. Because I just bought a chair. You know what? And that's what I did. It's so funny. I was telling you this last week. I bought my chair from Staples. So I went to Staples to buy a chair, and look, I don't know what I'm looking for in a chair. I mean, I'm not a super villain. You know what I mean? If I was a super villain, then I'd want fucking a place to hook Cerebus. You know what I mean? Next to it, so the Hounds of Hell could be there, and the Skull Throne. I mean, I just need I want an office chair with wheels so I can roll around my house if I have to. So we went to Staples to buy the chair, and Karen and I are there. And Karen's no help. She is no help because she doesn't understand what idiots do. So she's bullshit. I take that back. Karen's just as big an idiot as me, all right? Because she also sits on the chairs and starts wheeling around, because that's my whole test. It's like, when you go to see a car and you're like, I like that color, let's buy it or let's drive it. I buy chairs because of their wheels, and we roll around Staples. And so Karen and I are each in separate chairs, and we're rolling back and forth. So we were doing like almost recreating the load sketch. And then like the salesman, it's so great. Those salesmen, they're all like, some of them are just, let's put it this way. You get 2 different kinds of salesmen. There's the guys who don't give a fuck because they work at Staples and they realize it's just a shitty dead end job and they don't really care, and they won't help you unless you ask. And then you get the maitre d' from fucking Shea Louie in Ferris Bueller, who can't understand why these idiots are fucking with these office chairs. I'm going to get snooty. So Karen and I are sitting in the chairs, and we're rolling about, and they had one that was on sale, and I liked it, and so I couldn't decide. There were 2 chairs I couldn't decide upon, but the one that I didn't like had a headrest type thing, and I like to lean back and then have my head lean even further back. Does that make sense? I don't want a tall backed chair. Like, I want it to go up to my neck. So then when I lean back in my chair, then my head will lean even further over the back of the chair. Does that make sense? Because I don't want to just lean back. It's not a bed. I mean, I don't want to fucking be completely upright. I'm bending. So if I'm going to bend, I want to bend back, but then bend my neck even further. Does that make sense to you guys? Again, like I said, don't send an idiot to buy an office chair, because these are the things he looks at. Comfort level and size and durability. No one gives a shit about that. Can I lean my head and does it zoom around? I just want to zoom around. It's like when you're a kid and you go buy fucking shoes at Foot Locker and you run in them and you go, did they stop good? And you like run and you jump and you stop. Yeah, they stop good. No, they didn't. It's not your shoes, idiot. That's just you. But that's how I did when I was a kid. We'd put shoes on, you run in the store and stop. Yeah, they stop good. No, they don't. You did that. You dope. All right. So I go to buy the chair. We're zooming around. And Karen is so ridiculous. Like, you know why? Because she thinks she has a vote. That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard. This is my office chair at my desk. And she'll be like, I like this one. I'm like, I am sorry that you do. That's unfortunate for you. I guess when you get a desk and an office, I will go ahead and buy you an office chair, and it'll be that one. Duly noted. But she thinks like she has, like we're both getting, because she sits in it too to go on the computer, and it's like, yeah, that doesn't mean you get a vote at all in this. Wow. Seriously. Come on. Because I'm the one who's in it the majority of the time, and I'm going to drive around in it. I mean, I don't need her to fucking step up and go, yeah, I like this one because it's more dirt. Shut up. I don't care. Shut up seems strong. So we're sitting in chairs, and we're doing that Little Miss Muffet thing where we're sitting in like every single fucking chair and just giving it ass tests. You know what I mean? And just driving around, and I'm checking the wheels, and then there's it came down to one of them had the arms that went up on the side, and the other one did not. The arms were locked, and I didn't care, but for some reason it seemed like something I should care about. Like, should I, because again, you know why? Because in case I need to make a quick escape off the chair, like I'm 9 years old. Because I'm like, well, it drives around good, and if I need to make a quick escape, I can pull the arms up and roll off to the side. And then Karen found another chair. She's like, I like this one. I go, good, sit in it, because I mean, and enjoy it now because you're not getting into the house. So I sit in my chair. Oh, and she's not happy with me these days. Karen is, all right, here's the thing. I'm not working. I'm looking. So if you're out there and you're hiring, give me a call. Why wouldn't you want me on board after what you've heard so far today? I can't control myself around women, and I also don't let women vote on what chair I sit in. All right, good. And I will zoom around your office on a chair with wheels. I just told you not to hire idiots, and now I'm appealing to you to hire an idiot. Wrong. So I'm at the house now alone in the daytime because I'm also trying to break my graveyard schedule, and I'm sort of okay at it. Like 3 nights a week, I'll get to bed by 3 or 4, but then the other nights I'm staying up till like 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning still, and I'm trying to stop it because the whole point of not having a graveyard schedule is you don't have to live it. So for a while, for the first week after I lost the job, I became a normal guy. Like I was going to bed at 1 or 2 and then getting up in the morning at 10 in the morning and like having toast. Like it was awesome. But actually that's all I eat these days is rye toast. It's a long story. I'm serious. Like I and Lily's like, because I told her yesterday, I go, you know what I'm eating? All I eat is rye toast and candy. Like that's all I eat. And she's like, I think you're depressed. And I go, you think? You think so, doctor? So let's put it this way: if I start making candy sandwiches with the rye bread, then we got a problem. So I'm home alone, and Karen's at work, and she'll take her break in her car or whatever, and she'll send me a picture of a bird, which is nice. Well, I'm home, so I'll send Karen a photo.
Oh no.
That's not a bird.
Oh my god.
And I also never know if she's in her office because I mean she's at a temp job at this insurance company, and like I don't know if she works in an office with 1,000 people or if she's by herself. I have no idea. All I know is I'll send her photos, and she'll, I sent her here, folks. Again, I have a lot of time on my hands. I sent her a movie.
Oh no. Oh no.
Which had a great ending. So I sent her the movie, and literally, I just get, because normally she'll write me back and she'll be like filthy or dirty or whatever she's like that, and so I sent her this movie, and I just get a text back and just says no, just like no punctuation, no period, no exclamation, no.
Lowercase or upper?
Lowercase, no. I know uppercase because it was regular. It was written regularly. Just no. So I don't know if it meant she wasn't going to watch it or and you know what's funny? She came home from work and never mentioned, like she never mentioned it, and I never mentioned it. So like now it's just this. It's just kind of there, like it's just lurking in the sky. Well, someday maybe she'll say, "Hey, you sent that movie to me," and yeah. So she's not happy. But I'm bored, folks. That's what I do during the day. I apply for jobs and I send out photos. So watch your phones. All you Kickstarter people, I have your phone numbers. Yay! I can't wait to text you. All right, so that was the highest reward. So we went to buy a chair, and I'm there, and I'm just, and then finally a dude comes out, and he was like super friendly, like because Karen grabbed him, and she's really nice, and she's also, that's why she's useful to have her on it, because she's super nice to people, which takes the edge off the curmudgeonly asshole in the flannel shirt who's sitting there, and I am in a flannel shirt at all times because I'm freezing constantly. I think I shower in this fucking shirt. It's so cold here. God, what was it today? 60. All right, that's cold for me. I'm a panty waist. All right. Apparently, hold on. Apparently I'm a bodybuilder from the 50s. I had to call myself a panty waist. Hold on, I'm gonna kick sand in my face. I'll be right back. I bring Karen. She's nice, so she gets along with it, and she's then talking to the sales guy, and then she's asking like pertinent questions about chairs and bringing them back and how much they cost. And the guys are like, and he was very friendly. Like I said, he's giving us. Telling us that if we bring the chair home and then we see a different sales price in a week, they'll match it. But he said there wasn't going to be a sale on chairs. He was assuring us. And so we finally picked out one chair, the chair that whose arms went up. I decided on that one. I decided on the Quick Escape chair, folks. I know you were wondering. Instead of going for Businessman CEO, I went for Quick Escape. So while my neck may not bend and my head will not hang off the back of the chair, there is a headrest. I can easily lift the arms up from the chair and roll to safety when the aliens attack. And they will attack when I'm in my office chair, folks. Or when anything happens, when gangsters burst into my home. There's always a danger of that happening, folks. So I picked that chair out. And the guy says, hey, I should tell you this, all right? Because the one thing I was dreading about the chair, I asked if I could buy a floor model. Because I don't want to come home with a box of gears and try to turn it into a fucking chair. It's bad enough Karen and I hook up TiVo and all that bullshit. All right, let me tell you this story real quick. When we had the fucking bedbug holocaust and we had to take everything out of our house and wash it and clean up our house and clean out the bedroom, we threw away our bed. We had to unplug everything from the walls and we had to take off all of the plates for the outlets and the light switches. So they sprayed poison into the walls. They fucking fumigated the whole house and all that shit. Well, this is how long ago? 6 weeks? So after that happened, we had to slowly put our life back together in the bedroom. And I wouldn't go in there, you know that. And then we finally got the air mattress, so I started to sleep in there. But we have a TiVo in the bedroom, and TiVo needs to be hooked up to the phone, and DirecTV needs to be hooked up to the phone because it gets all this information, blah, blah, blah. So our TiVo stopped updating. And it started to say things like, you don't have any program information after this date. You need to get connected to the TiVo service. So I kept trying to connect, which is this, you go through this fucking dance on your screen, and I could never find a dial tone. So I asked Karen, I go, I don't know what's happening here. She goes, I don't know. She goes, we need to call the phone company. I said, well, did you hook everything up? She goes, yeah, because look, I don't know shit about any of this. All right. I push buttons and I roll around on my chair and I push buttons on the remote. That's it. If you tell me where to plug something in or this has to go into the back, I don't know shit about the spaghetti behind the fucking TV. I know everything in the front of the TV, but behind it, seriously, but behind it, all of that slots and cords, and I don't fucking know. Just I want to push a button and see Kojak. That's all I want to do. I don't want to know that he's flying through space in these pixels and he has to come through 37 cords and it all has to be. I don't give a shit about that. I just want to turn on my television and there's Kojak or Inspector Gorin. That's all I want to see. I need to see Lieutenant Gorin. So, that's my new obsession is Law and Order with Vince D'Onofrio. So I can't stop. Like and that's a bad obsession to have. Kojak's on once a day, Monday through Friday. Law and Order with Vince D'Onofrio is on 5 times a fucking day. Yep. And I tape it. Like I'll wind up taping it. And I'm like, well, I'll get to it. And then all of a sudden you've got like 15 episodes on your fucking TiVo. And I'm like, oh, dude, I don't. But look, I don't have a job, so of course I can do that. But I've got to put time aside for photography. At the house. I need to be taking pictures.
Oh my Christ.
Listen, it has been so long since I've had the free time to take these photos. I just want to make sure my cock still has a best side. That's it. All right. Plus, I put a little coat on him. Take a picture of him like the IKEA monkey. I bought a cock coat and throw it on there. All right. I love the IKEA monkey. I love it. I loved it. I loved everything about it. I loved the whole story. The picture, because there's that picture of him by the door where he's like sad, but the best picture is him walking through the IKEA, just like and people are like looking at him like, whoa, because there he looks like he's going shopping. He's looking like he's got to buy a banana flugel or whatever the fuck they sell there. So, I wanted a monkey so bad when I was a kid, right? Did you want a monkey? Did you have a monkey? Did you have a monkey? What a weird question. I had a monkey, sure. Until you took your shirt off 4 times in front of it and like, look, I got to get out of here. Cheap. I'm sorry, that's a bird. I'm sorry. And when I got to get out of here, ooh, ooh, ah, ah, that's what it said. That's what monkeys say. It said, look, put your shirt back on. Put your shirt back on. Put your... All right. So... That's what drove your monkey mad. So when I was a kid, I wanted a monkey. There was a guy. This is why Karen and I should be together, because she has a story about a guy in her family who had a monkey. There was like a cousin or something who had a monkey, and he was mean, of course, because monkeys are fucking mean. And when I was a kid and I lived in Chicago, there was a guy who lived directly across the street from us who owned a monkey. But it wasn't like he brought him out and was like, "Hey, everybody, check out my monkey." It was you would look across at his house and it would just be a normal house. And then the curtains would get torn aside and the monkey would leap into the window and he would jump up and down like he was on display. And then he would jump back down onto the floor away. And I was a kid. I was like 9. So no, holy shit. When was 9 would be 76. That's Romeoville. So no, this is Chicago. So this is probably 74. So I'm 7. I'm 6 or 7. And imagine being 6 or 7 and looking out your window and across the street, there's a monkey in the window. And and of course, the first thing you think of is how much is that monkey in the window? The one with the handful of shit. But he's jumping around in the window, and so of course your mind makes the whole house this amazing jungle playpen with monkeys all over the place, because we didn't know the guy. I don't know him. I'm 7. I was busy trying to get my dad not to punch my mom in the face. I didn't have any time to go ding dong ditch the guy with the monkey to see what his house looked like. But yeah, man, so they had a monkey across the street. So I was telling Karen that story. She's like, my cousin had a monkey. I want a monkey now. Why don't I have a monkey now? I'm poor. Like if I was rich, I'd have bullshit. If I was rich, the first thing I would buy is a goddamn monkey. But I can't have a monkey because then I'm taking. Again, it takes away from my photography time. I wanted a monkey because on the Little Rascals they had a monkey. Remember that kid? Well, Spanky had a monkey, and by the way, Spanky. I think I've talked about that on here. Wasn't Spanky from the Little Rascals like the cutest kid in the history of kids? There's this one episode just called Spanky where he's eating and then they give him a bath and then he's hitting a floor with a hammer and he's throwing fucking money out the window. I swear to God, I've talked about this. I had to, because it's this obsession with me where Spanky's like the cutest kid of all time as a kid. And then there's other episodes where he's a monkey and he's hanging out with that other kid who's got the fucking backwards hat on and the big sweater. Spanky becomes friends with him. I don't know what the kid's name was. And because then they're driving in like a wagon with a boxing glove on it on a fucking stretchy arm. Have you ever seen that one? For some reason, Spanky and his buddy are in a wagon and they're going down the street and they can pull a lever and it punches people on the street. God damn, I want that car. Fuck a monkey. I want a car that punches people in the face. The Little Rascals had the greatest stuff ever. So Spanky, as a baby, he was so cute. Like I said, he was, and there was one where he had to babysit everybody. They made him the babysitter. But then Spanky grew up to be like so ugly and horrible. He grew up, he was like an egg with a head on. Oh my God, was he awful looking. He just grew up and he was round. He was just like an oval. And but as a kid, so cute. But then he grew up, and then because you know what, it didn't do him any favors that he was a kid and he was super cute, and then he grew up to be like 13, and they still dressed him like he was 4, and they gave him short pants and that stupid fucking hat on his head. God damn it, Spanky, I feel bad for you. So cute as a kid, but then grew up to just be a fucking lump. All right. And I'm not helping matters. You know, I'm sure he knows. Spanky knew. He even knew when he was 13. And he walked into the dressing trailer and he just saw those short pants on a hanger and he's like, oh, really? Can't I wear a suit or something like Alfalfa? No, put on the short pants, Oval. And now he's sad about it. I don't know if he's alive or dead. He's in the Old Rascals home. He's hearing this podcast. He's so not happy. He's so bummed. Because again, he's grown up now. He's listening to podcasts. He's moving on with his life. And then he tunes into me and he hears me savage him. Well, you were cute as a kid. Although, let's put it this way. He turned it off when he heard monkey because it brought back too many horrible memories. He's got monkey flashbacks from being on the set. You know that monkey bit them. Monkeys are fucking mean, dude. All right. But when you're a kid, you don't care. When I'm, like I said, when I'm 7, I'm looking across the street at the monkey jumping in that guy's window. I'm just like, oh my God, I want to pet that monkey. Which honestly, how does every pedophile in the world not have a monkey, right? If only to get just to make kids say, oh, I want to pet your monkey. So then he goes off in his pants and he doesn't have to molest that kid.
Oh my god.
Seriously, shouldn't that be enough for the pedophile? If a pedophile had a monkey and he brought him to the park and then little kids flocked around and they all went, oh my God, sir, I want to pet your monkey. Then the pedophile goes off like a busted sprinkler in his jeans and he doesn't have to molest those kids because verbally it was enough for him. Then he packs the monkey and he gets in his windowless van and he drives home. It's perfect. It's a perfect plan, pedophiles. That's a lot of peas. I've got the perfect plan for pedophiles. Buy a monkey so you don't have to molest any kids. And that doesn't mean you get to molest the monkey. God damn, a lot of M's and P's in this fucking run. A lot of military police in this fucking paragraph. All right, so I have no idea what I was talking about. Where were we? We were talking about monkeys. That IKEA monkey. God damn, I love it. I love it. I love the IKEA monkey. I just love the idea. I love an idea monkey. How about that? I love the idea of an IKEA monkey. And the thing is, you see that picture of the monkey in for IKEA, and he's so sad, and he's wearing his little coat, and everybody's like, oh, he's so cute. Well, yeah, because he's wearing a diaper. But you know, if that monkey didn't have a diaper on, that fucking coat would be covered with monkey shit, and he would just be throwing monkey shit at your fucking Flugeljang as you try to fucking pay for it on the way out the door. That monkey, you know what he wanted? Meatballs. That's all that monkey wanted. He wanted IKEA meatballs. Did I tell that story about how we ate it? Karen and I went to eat at IKEA? Like, actually, oh my, kidding. I told the whole story about IKEA once, right? It was an entire episode of the show. I mean, if that doesn't tell you what kind of a weird trance I go into when I do this fucking show, folks, I don't know what will. It was an entire goddamn episode, and I totally spaced on it for a second there. By year 3, folks, it's very good. It's certainly better than this. All right, so... But I'm not joking when I tell you I genuinely don't know where... I mean, I spun off into Rascals and Monkeys, and now we were talking about a chair, but
No idea how you got anywhere else.
we need... You're not... You know why? Because you're not even taking notes. Because you're fucking with your bra and you're surfing the image boards.
Tits is the last thing I wrote down.
Yeah,
It
see?
made me laugh so hard.
I see big tits is the last thing you wrote down. That's how invested in this fucking show you are.
Just 20 minutes ago, I was laughing.
We have to... I got to find out. All right, I'm going to go find out what the fuck I was talking about. Oh, hey, is that a 70s Christmas, man?
Yeah, man.
Well, turn it up, man.
Due to the overwhelming success of a very 80s Christmas, Sluggy Records is proud to present Have a Nice Christmas, a 70s Yuletide spectacular featuring this classic hit from KC and the Sunshine Band.
Oh, shake, shake, shake. Don't shake, shake, shake. Don't shake your presents. Don't shake your presents. Oh, shake, shake, shake. Don't shake, shake, shake. Don't shake your presents. Don't shake your presents. Oh. Rudolph says, Herbie, you're a fine elf. What a dentist you could be. But you're stuck here making the toys for another tree. Dance with the reindeer, dance with the reindeer, 'cause Santa has the funkiest ears around. Comet, Cupid, Prancer, Vixen, Dancer, Blitzen, Dasher, Dancer, Donner, Prancer. Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Oh, do you want to have a nice Christmas? Stay tuned to learn how to order, man. We've consulted the tape. We've gone back, we've checked, and it turns out I was talking about tacos. No, I was not. I was talking about chairs, which I'll get to in a second. But I was on Facebook. I have to share this with you. I was on Facebook, and there was a thing, and it made me laugh, and I read it out loud to Lily, and she did not think it was funny, so I'm making you listen to it now. Because you know what? The person here who thinks I'm funnier than anything in the world, she didn't think it was funny, but hold on a second. I'm going to drop it on you guys. On the Facebook wall, it was like from some news station in Boston. And it said, and I read it to her like an anchorman would read it. And it said, hold on, I have to put my anchorman voice. Just that weird inflection that they do in the pauses. So it was this story. Those of you who live on the North End have probably experienced stopping at Mike's Pastry for a cannoli. We're receiving word this morning that Mike has died. And it just made me laugh that was the way they phrased it and it was on Facebook. Like, why are you putting that on Facebook? And it had a picture of Mike's Pastry. And it made me so sad that Mike had died and that his only tribute was that a news station was putting, like, I think it was a bulletin, a cannoli bulletin. The fucking news station got a cannoli bulletin in. We're receiving word this morning that Mike has died, as if somehow he passed away and somewhat we need to call Channel 5 in Boston to make sure the North End does not flood us for cannoli because the man with the recipe has passed away. It's a tragedy. He's a business owner and good for them. But yeah, really? We're receiving word this morning that Mike has died. And you will not be getting any more cannolis because he has died and taken all of his secrets to the grave, his pastry secrets. He's actually being baked into a pie shell as we speak and being placed into the ground. It just seemed odd to me. And the fact that it was on Facebook and it made me laugh. So I read it like an anchorman and Lily was like, that's not funny at all. And then she showed me her bra and I just forgot what I was talking about. But that reminds me of a story here because we have a taco place by my house. It's on Tahunga and Moore Park. It's called Henry's Tacos. And it is it's an old school joint where if you saw the signage, you'd know that it was built in like the 60s. Like it's this weird, funky Henry's Taco sign. And it is a taco stand. It is not a restaurant. It has picnic tables out front, but you have to buy your stuff there and then sit down at a picnic table or take it to go. And it's cash only. I mean, it's one of those joints. And apparently it's closing before the end of the year. I found out this morning because on Facebook, again, on America's Yearbook, everyone stays in touch. And my wife signed a petition to try to keep them open. So I went and looked up the story, and it turns out, I guess it's a taco stand, and they're having a fight with their landlord because some guy owns the property, but they own the business. So it's you know what it is? It's the world. It's America. It's what happens. You know what I mean? You take your tacos and make them in your backyard. If you can't afford your rent, you got to go. And so it's been open since 1961, and I guess these people tried to get it declared a historical landmark, which was a sneaky way of trying to fuck the landlord out of the property. And so he got mad at that, so he raised their rent 150%, which is a lot of tacos, folks. Especially when it's just this brown bag joint where it's, $2.50 a taco. But here's the thing, all right? And this is what's crazy. When we first moved here, we drove by this place, and again, it was a taco stand. It's out in the middle. It's not you don't walk in and eat, but it's a brick building. And we drove by it when we first moved here. It was like 15 years ago. And there were rats outside. Like literally running around the building. I saw them. It wasn't, because sometimes you might see a rat scurrying through some sort of underbrush and you're like, oh, what was that? A muskrat, who knows? But no, this was clear. They may as well have, I think he had a fucking dog collar with a name tag that said Templeton on it. That's how ratty this rat was. So it was him and like a few other rats, and they were walking around eating the food that was on the ground behind the taco stand, and they were amidst the picnic tables. So it was like this rat-infested brick building, and this is when I first moved here 15 years ago. And then what's even worse than that, we've eaten there. Karen and I, we've driven by, and every time we go there, I go, you remember I saw rats in this place, right? And she goes, yeah, but the tacos are like really good. And I'm like, you know what the meat is, right? It's rat meat. You're eating a rat taco, for fuck's sake. But then I go there and I eat it too. I buy the same thing because they do this thing. I can't even explain it. Their meat is seasoned weird, and then their tortillas are kind of like chewy. They're not like I don't know how to explain. It's one of those things where you can only get this kind of food in this building. And I don't know if it's because everything is rat seasoned. I have no idea what it is, but I do love the fact that somehow Rat Taco House is a historical landmark. I love that leap of faith. No, they make tacos there. It's just as good as the White House. Why not? If I was the landlord, I'd be fucking furious. It's just this, and I love this petition online too. Let's get 1,000 signatures to save Henry's rat-infested tacos. This fucking landlord's just like, yeah, that's gonna help. You think he got to be a landlord who lives in Beverly Hills by listening to 1,000 people on the internet? I don't think so. And the he's always got the same name. It's like some guy like Bohutu Azari. Like that. You think Bohutu Azari is going to be impressed by your 1,000 signatures on Facebook? Bullshit. As he drives around in his armor-plated Mercedes, this ex-Mossad agent, this ruthless guy who owns parking lots all over Los Angeles, you think he's going to stand down because 1,000 of you like a particular kind of salsa? I don't fucking think so. He's going to show up with a fucking M16 and just gun down these motherfuckers and chop them into tacos. Your signatures mean nothing to Bohutu Azari. Save the tacos. Save the rat tacos. This country is falling apart and people are saving the rat tacos. Because look, when the economy fails, as it will, you'll have plenty of time to eat rat tacos. It's coming. The golden age of rat tacos will soon be dawning. You and your son can push your fucking shopping cart throughout the deserted streets, avoiding cannibal packs, and you can stop and eat rat tacos whenever you'd like. But right now, can we all support Bohutu Azari in his quest to retake what's rightfully his? Unbelievable, the things that people will get behind. You know, there's just people are stepping over homeless people to get you to sign a petition to save the rat taco house. And look, I'm not changing the world. I'm sitting home taking pictures of my cock. What do I? I'm not fixing anything. All right. So I bought a chair, folks, from Bohutu Azari, shockingly enough. So I go to buy the chair, and Karen and I finally make a decision, and we had a really friendly, and he was funny. Like I said, he was a really friendly sales guy because Karen was nice to him, so she kind of brokered the niceness, and then he stumbled upon me, and I'm abrupt. Like all right, the way I speak on here is kind of the way I speak in real life, and it's a curse. It's an absolute curse. I shouldn't be doing that. It's one of the reasons why I'm having trouble with stand-up now, is because I'm so used to doing this and conversing and talking instead of shaping bits, that when I get on stage, I feel that I can just talk and get away with it, and that's not true. So, you know, people are used to a certain thing, and also there has to be some sort of, you know, I'm an artisan. I have to make it work. I can't just fucking give everybody a huge hunk of metal and hope they shape it. And I also can't put a huge hunk of metal on stage and just shape it in front of them and hope by the end that they enjoy what I came up with, because bullshit. They want finely honed hunks of metal right from the jump. That's a terrible allegory for fucking stand-up, right? Jesus. So I've been applying for jobs like online, and I'm a member of this writing place called realitystaff.com, which is now gone. I got an email from them. They're like, congratulations. And I'm like, that's not good, because I didn't do anything. I can only imagine I owe you more money for something. But sure enough, it was congratulations. We're folding, and we've been taken over by a new website, but you need to go there and update all of your information. And that's like a 30-minute process, because you have to put in your resume and all that bullshit. And I'm like, don't congratulate me because you've given me more work. But that's a trick. That's like a direct mailing trick. When I worked at Load, this motherfucker who ran Load, who, by the way, I found out is gaining traction now. Like, someone retweeted him into my feed, someone I follow, and I was like, oh my, no fucking way. He's around still? I didn't want to say his name. The dude who ran Load was the worst person I have ever met in my life. I'm going to let that hang there for a second, because I've sort of been in show business for over 20 years. And think about that. This guy was clearly, I mean, I've bounced in nightclubs. I've worked serial killer jobs from coast to coast. And folks, this is the worst person I've ever met in my life. Maybe he's matured. Maybe he's different. But then I went to his Twitter feed and his blog, and nope, no, he's a fucking horrible guy. He is the kind of guy, he looks at everyone. And it's funny, he has like a wife and a daughter now, and I can't even imagine how the fuck that happened. Because when he started Load, this is totally true. When he hired a girl to be the face of, like, he was, how do I explain this? he has nothing but contempt for the human race. How's that? And I'm not even exaggerating. He may have changed now because he has a wife and a kid. I don't know. But at the time, man, if I've covered some of this, I apologize. He hired a woman to work for Load, and he was going to make her the face of Load Media. And he said, well, but you need plastic surgery. So he paid for all of this plastic surgery he told her to have. And she was willing to do it to have the job as the spokesperson for Load. And he was, because he was like, I know what people want to see. Like, he genuinely felt that he could create someone who looked like what people wanted to see. Like, he was going to create, he was Frankenstein. He was going to Frankenstein this chick into being more presentable. And he was fucking her, of course. And he was just a terrible dude. Like, he would tell us, we would write comedy sketches, and he'd go, he told me to my face, I can do what you do, and I can do it better. The only reason I don't is because I don't have time, so I need you in here. He goes, don't ever think that I need you in here. I apologize. Don't ever think that I need you in here. I want you in here because I don't want the burden of having to do that. Like, he was a fucking that guy. And he was, at the time, he was probably 25. And I was fucking 32. And I was just like, dude, what the fuck? No, I moved here. I got that job in 98. So I was 31, around then. And he was just an awful guy. He looked at all of humanity as if they were butterflies on a pin. Everyone was a demographic. Everyone was an experiment. People weren't people. They were eyeballs. We need to get their eyeballs. We need to get eyeballs on this. And that's where I learned about GUI interface, and where I learned all about fucking direct mailing, because that's where he made his name and his money, was in direct mailing. He was the guy who taught me the phrase fear of loss of gain, which is what when I got this email that said congratulations, that's because they were congratulating me because they were pretending like their acquisition by another website was good news for me when it really wasn't. It meant I had a shit ton more of work to do, and I had to get reacquainted with their entire system. And granted, I did go do it, and it is infinitely better to me than the other website was. But still, the fact that they were congratulating me for the fact that they went bankrupt and had to get absorbed by this other website, that's called fear of loss of gain. It's when you say to people, when you send them like a direct mailing and you're like, you don't want to miss out on this fabulous offer, do you? Like that sort of thing. It's all trickery and bullshit and language, and fucking Morgan had it down. So, but just an awful, awful dude. Fucking hated him. And it's funny, I've even considered, was it our age difference? Was it me being too sensitive? Was it me? Because I mean, folks, I'm sensitive. I don't know if you're aware of this. I take things badly. I take things. I'm no Boohoo Azari who's able to fucking let everything roll off my back as I drive around with a fucking trunk full of machine guns. No, I'm someone who gets upset about things, and so I wondered when he would say things to me and bad things, and he would. And it was that same situation where you can't get out of it. Like, I was making good money there and I didn't want to bail. And it was, a show business, quote unquote, job. And we had stock options and all that bullshit because it was the internet. And we all were like, yay, everything's going to be great. But I've often wondered if I may have been too sensitive, and I may have looked upon him as I made him more of a boogeyman than he really was. And now, as I reflect back on what happened and I look at his new Twitter feed and his postings, nope, no, bad fucking guy, and has gone the complete. He would, he was in the bag for Romney and the Republicans. Obama's pushing it. I mean, it's just, he's that dude. He's a young Republican guy, but in reality, that's just the role he plays because that's what he sees. From what I knew of him, he would adapt and just be a cunt to everybody all the time. Until it wasn't necessary to be a cunt anymore, and then he went and shifted gears. He was willing to adapt to whatever his environment was, but his overwhelming cockishness would always come out and fuck him in the end. It was funny when I got fired by them. I would go. There was a what was the website? You would know. It was the internet dude who he had like all sorts of behind the scenes, like Mr. Fuckedcompany.com. That's exactly what it was. PUD. There you go. Okay. There were reams and reams of documents about Load on there. I mean, there were message boards that would have like 500 entries of people talking about the dealings they had with Morgan and all of the horrible things that went on there. And I never got involved, but I would read them and I would just go, good. It wasn't me. It wasn't only me. Thank God. I have no idea how he tricked the VC people into giving him, you know why? Because they were like, oh, that guy's a cunt. Let's give him some money, because you know what you do? Yes, you do. You load. Nobody wants to give some altruistic, nice guy money because they'll never make their money back. Because an idealist is going to fritter your money away to make the best thing he possibly can. Whereas some fucking jagoff is going to take your money and use it as a bludgeon to fucking smash everything in his way and make you as much money back as he possibly can. That's all he fucking cared about. Literally, Morgan, he may as well have had just no pupils, just dollar signs in his eyes like a fucking cartoon crow. I mean, it was awful. Terrible guy. I don't even know why did that happen. Oh, because of the fucking website. I bought a chair. Listen to me, folks. I bought a chair. Why? Again, you know why? Because there's nothing to this fucking chair story. It's not even a story. It was an anecdote, and then it turned into something, and now I can't. I have to finish it because you know why? I fucking started it last week. And some people wrote me, they're like, "What happened to that chair, dude?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, I forgot to talk about a chair." You know what? I bought a chair. Honestly, this show could be over in 9 seconds. I could just say, "Hey, what's happening?" Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. I bought a chair. You guys can get me at, and then the music could play. I bought a fucking chair. Who cares? Well, you care. Everybody cares. Because you wrote me notes last week going, dude, what happened to that chair? So I bought a chair. And I had Karen with me, like I said, and she's friendly to the sales guy. And I speak like I speak in this show, unfortunately. Like, it's funny. I just watched, I was on my phone, right? Because I don't... I haven't worked. I don't work graveyard anymore, so I don't usually I haven't used my laptop. I'm using my desktop all the time. So I haven't backed up my phone. So I've got all these photos in my phone from trips. The last trip to St. Louis, like the Arch and, the food I went out and ate with Greg when I went out with Greg at the Shaved Duck. And but I also have some videos on the phone from the St. Louis trip. When we were in that fucking corrugated metal prison that they're calling a playground that I talked about, the city museum, whatever the fuck it is. I was told I was going to film myself going down the slide. Okay. But I couldn't because I didn't want to bang it into the post and whatever. But I didn't realize this. I filmed some of the stuff there. Like I filmed me talking to two guys, I talked about it on here, the two skinny gay dudes. And I filmed me talking to them and I listened to me and I'm like, who would ever talk to me? Like because I sound like a television show come to life. Like, because I speak like this in real life to people, and nobody's used to that. Certainly not in the dark. I mean, because we're in this dark hallway, and these two dudes walk up, and I go, and they don't know me at all. Keep that in mind, okay? I haven't been introduced. I don't know them, but they come walking up, and I look, and I go, "Did you guys go down that slide outside?" And they look at me, and they go, "What?" And I go, "The other slide with the white cage." And they're like, "Yeah." And I go, "Really? Was it safe?" And they go, "Well, we got on it." And I go, "I couldn't even get in it." I go, "I'm too fat to get in that fucking thing. It's ridiculous." And they start laughing. And then they just immediately like leap down the slide to get away from me because they can't believe that I'm talking to them. But I genuinely said that. I go, "Yeah, I was too fat to get in that slide." And they like kind of laugh because nobody says that about themselves, really. And then I go, "Yeah, it was fucking ridiculous." And then I listen to myself and I'm like, I casually swear like in front of people and stuff. And I got to stop, man. Cause I'm used to this where I can be me and just talk. I have to remember the polite society frowns on fat guys who won't stop swearing. I mean, it's just, they're not fans of it, folks. So the sales guy comes out with Karen as I bought a chair. And I'm sitting in the chair and I'm spinning. I'm just spinning around and around in the chair. And he walks up and Karen introduces us and he's very nice. And I go, "I can't decide which chair I want." And he's like, "Well, what do you mean?" And I go, "Well, this one, I want rolly ones because he like to roll around my house." I go, "But this one spins good, but it has like a weird head thing that I don't like. I want my neck to hang off the back because if I'm going to sleep in the chair, I want my fucking head to kind of hang off." And again, they're not used to being spoken to like that. They're used to people going, "Tell me about this chair." I mean, I'm just laying out and I'm spinning. I'm literally spinning in a chair while I'm talking to the guy. And I go, "Yeah, and I like the other chair, but that one as the headrest that I don't, but it's got the escape arms. So if I have to escape, I can like pick up the arms and then just dive out of the chair." And he doesn't know. He's smiling and laughing like And to me, I've worked retail and I've worked in jobs and I've dealt with every horrible person in the world, and I don't like people at all ever. So wouldn't you be happy when a guy who was kind of mildly entertaining came in? But the thing is, I don't ever want to be seen as the guy who's trying to be entertaining. Like, I didn't come in to put on a fucking floor show for you, sales dude. I'm spinning in a chair because that's what I do. I talk about escape arms and escaping out of my office chair because that's who I am as a guy. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm 45 years old, but I'm 9. But I don't want him to ever think that I came in just for his benefit and I'm spinning around in a chair talking about escaping out of the chair if the aliens come. You know what I mean? So I'm torn. It's a weird existence, folks. I want to be me, but I don't want people to think that I'm being me for their benefit. I'm me for me. I'm not me for you. You happen to like me for me, which is great because I love me. But don't ever think that I'm being me because you're there, because even if you weren't there, I would fucking be me. If he wasn't there, I'd be spinning in that chair and rolling around all the goddamn time. I wouldn't care. I was doing it before he came out, and I was doing it after he left. Why, I've been an idiot for long before you showed up, sir. And I'll be an idiot long into the night.
Oh my god.
So he comes out. I'm asking questions that make no sense, but who cares? I'm having fun. And the worst part of it is, then Karen sits in the other chair, and she's like, tell us about this chair. Like, she's trying, no, I want to hear about the chair I'm in. You don't get a vote. When we're shopping for your chair, you can talk to the guy all you want and ask him questions, but right now, stay out of my chair conversation. You're here to be nice to them initially so they get sucked into my weirdness web. So we talk about the chair. We finally decide on one. And by the way, I should say, everything I just said about Karen is false. I actually make her make the decision because I can't. There's 2 chairs. I liked them both. And I said, what do you think? And then she went down and ran down the pros and the cons. And of course, like I said, I go, but this one has the wheels that roll. I mean, because she's like, well, this one's nice and it fits and it does this and it's really comfortable. And I said, yeah, but does it roll? And the arms, can I escape? You know, because again, it's a child. It's a child buying an adult thing. So I have to consult with an adult. So Karen finally tells me the one that she likes. I then take the other one, and we're done. So I go, and I ask the guy, I go, look, can I buy the floor model of this chair? I don't know if I told you guys this earlier, but I wanted to buy the floor model because I did cover this, right? Because I talked about I never finished that story. Dudes, so listen to this. So the TiVo runs out in my bedroom, right? And I'm trying to get the fucking, because there's all that spaghetti in the back, and Karen hooked it up, and it didn't work, and we couldn't find a dial tone. So we just decided, well, whatever. So we said instead of just being able to program the TiVo, we had to manually find programs, like times, because it didn't have any of the information. So Karen wants to watch the show Go On with Matthew Perry, so I had to do a manual taping every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. And then we tape Letterman every night, so we had to tape manually, Channel 2 at 11:30. Like, it doesn't say the program titles anymore. So that goes on for a month. And none of our season passes will tape, so we literally have to go in and manually tape everything that we tape in the bedroom. After a month, TiVo just says, hey, you haven't used us for 30 days, so we're done. Like, on the screen, the little TiVo guy, leaped to his death into a volcano. He comes on and he's like, yeah, you haven't connected to the TiVo service in 30 days, so it's pretty obvious you don't use us anymore, so we're done now. So it wouldn't change channels. It wouldn't fucking record unless you had to stay up then. And I was like, God damn it, what's going on? I go, Karen, I can't figure this out. And we couldn't get a dial tone from the TiVo in the wall. And Karen held the phone up to me and it was just going like click, click, click. So I got to call AT&T. So, of course, you call AT&T, and they're like, hey, we can see you in 90 days, all that bullshit, which is a lie. They said they'd be there in 3 days. So they came out, and it was a very nice workman. He walks in the door. First, before he even walks in, he calls me from the outside. He goes, hey, I'm checking your phone line, and let's put it this way. I have a phone, like I said, I have a phone line in my house, a landline for DirecTV, and just for that. Well, there's an extension in the living room and an extension in the bedroom. In the living room, there's a dial tone. In the bedroom, there is no dial tone. So I told him that when I made the appointment. He calls me up. He goes, hey, I just checked your line and it seems to be fine. And you answered the phone, so obviously your line is fine. I said, yeah, but in the bedroom, it's not. He said, what do you mean? I said, well, there's two extensions. The one in the bedroom just clicks, but out here there's a dial tone. He goes, well, that sounds like a jack problem, and you know that's $55 an hour for repairs, and it's a 2-hour minimum when I walk in the door, and you are responsible for that. It's not the phone company because it is a physical repair, and if there's a problem with the line, there has been damage, then you're responsible for that as well, and we don't know if we can fix it today. He gives me this whole spiel, and I go, look, you're the phone guy. You're the guy I have to call, right? And he goes, well, yeah. I mean, if you need it repaired, I have to do it. I go, then get in here. What do you get out of your van and come inside? It's just, why are you giving me the breakdown? Because obviously, because they think, and rightfully so, America thinks that the phone company will be responsible for damage to the phone line. When the phone company is just telling you, no, that's on you if it's in your house, even though you didn't do anything. Who the fuck knows what happened? Maybe fucking one of Henry's rats came over and ate through the fucking cord. They're looking for a new place. I don't know if you heard. Their old place is being foreclosed upon. So this dude comes in and he's friendly and nice. He checks the phone in the living room. There's a dial tone. He goes in the bedroom. And he plugs in his little phone and he gets a dial tone. I said, well, what's weird is the TiVo won't pick up the dial tone. He goes, oh. So he starts fucking around with the cords, and it is a pile of cords. There is the DirecTV, there is the TiVo, there's the regular television, there's a splitter, there's the phone cord, and we need a 3-way splitter for the DirecTV and the TiVo to be plugged in, as well as the phone line on the wall. So he starts monkeying with all that, and he starts unplugging the box and plugging it in, and I start checking the TiVo connection. It still keeps saying nothing. It won't find it. And we fuck with it for 20 minutes. And he was really nice. He's like, I'm getting he showed me, he goes, there's a dial tone. I don't have to do any repairs. And I told him, I go, look, I don't know anything about this fucking spaghetti behind the TV. I go, that's my wife. She kind of plugs everything in. He goes, I think you might need a new TiVo box. So we start fucking around with it, and he unplugs the box, and he plugs in another cord, and he plugs his phone in, and you can hear the dial tone. After 20 minutes, he finally goes, look, I don't know what to tell you. So he goes to plug the box back in, and I go, what box are you monkeying with over there? And he goes, well, this black one. And I go, that's the DirecTV box. That one works fine. I go, that's why you're hearing a dial tone. He goes, oh. He goes, well, so this is the one underneath it. I go, yeah. And he reaches behind it, and he pulls up a phone cord that's not plugged in.
Oh, Jesus.
And he goes, what's this cord? And I go, well, that's plugged into the back of the TiVo. And I go, did you just unplug it? He goes, no. I go, well, plug it in the TiVo. Plugs it in the TiVo. TiVo connects and starts loading program information.
Oh my gosh.
For 6 weeks, my wife told me that everything was hooked up properly. 6 weeks.
Oh fuck.
A month of manually entering program information ourselves. 6 weeks. Because again, I don't know. If I start going in the back and poking my snout in there, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to find. I have no clue. I'm gonna fuck it all up. At least I thought I was. I didn't realize that my wife had now taken the job as honorary Mike. So he plugs it in, and it worked fine. It worked fine. And he goes, and he laughs. He goes, well, I'm glad I hung out and helped you. And he was really friendly and nice, and he left. No charge. Well, no charge. He didn't have to do anything. He plugged in a fucking plug into the wall. The phone line was working great. He just decided to stick around and be a man and help me figure stuff out. Because unfortunately, we were one short.
Oh my god.
But that's what I'm talking about. When I'm spinning around in a chair at a fucking Home Depot and I'm asking about arms that go up so I can escape an alien attack. Because I'm a grown man, but I'm not. Let's just say I'm grown. I don't know if I'm a man. I'm a grown ass man, but I don't know if I'm a man. As indicated by 25 minutes fucking around with Jamie from AT&T. And then he goes, oh yeah, this plug goes in here. Click. Done. 6 weeks of hell. Ruined. Cured. Fixed by Jamie. So of course Karen comes home and I'm just like, why didn't you plug that in? Well, she goes, what? I go, what? It works. It's fine. She goes, well, it's working now, right? I go, yeah. She goes, okay, then it's fine. I go, for 6 weeks, you told me everything was hooked up. Everything was fine. She goes, well, I guess it wasn't. Walks off. And I just stand there dumbfounded because like, what? I can't yell at her. I can't be mad at her because if I would have gone down and looked, maybe I would have plugged the cord into the box and everything would have been fine. It's not her job to be the man all the time. So I'm buying this chair. We settled on one chair. Like I said, she liked the other one, but I wound up liking mine a little better. So we chose mine. And I asked if I could buy the floor model because I can't, as you've just indicated by that story, which again, now you know why I had to tell you that story because it makes sense as I tell you, I don't want to build a chair. I don't want to build a chair. I'm not going to come home with a box of gears and make it into a chair. That's never going to happen. You know what? I'm going to come home with a box of gears and I'm going to wind up sitting in the box. That's it. There's no way I'll be able to get the arms to go up so I can escape because I won't have a fucking chair to build. It'll just be a pile of fucking... I'll be like, you ever see when Homer Simpson had to put together a grill? That's what it would be like. Just this pile of fucking nonsense. And even worse is, Karen would have to help me put it together and then we're getting divorced. That's happening. So I said, hey, can I buy a floor model? And also, by the way, I should tell you this. I'm weirded out about sitting in chairs in public because of bed bugs. Because I think I told you this. After my bed bug thing, I was on Reddit. And this guy posted a picture and he goes, he said, we found this in our office. And I opened the picture and it was an office chair. And in the regular picture of the office chair, you could kind of see it was discolored at the seat where the seat meets the back cushion. Then he zoomed in and took a picture on either side. 500 bed bugs
Oh my god.
on this chair in their office. In their office. And it turned out that the guy had brought them from home and they had infested his chair and then like laid eggs and lived there. And the thing is, nobody else in the office had them or because they had to evacuate. This guy's like, we had to evacuate the office and look, and we found them. They didn't find them and someone wrote, well, that's because they had their host. Like if they're eating, they don't care. It's not like they're not a plague where they want to kill everybody. They're not zombies. They just want to eat. So if that dude is sitting in that chair and they're eating him, then they're happy with that. That's fine. But I don't even know how this works. So anyway, seeing that picture and then knowing all about what I went through and seeing anytime I see a mattress or anything on the fucking street, I have a friend. He's a filmmaker and a comedian named Joe Wilson. And if you've never seen Vampire Mob, you should check it out. It's a fun thing that he made. It's on YouTube. And he actually just cast some of the people from Lost and Twin Peaks in the new season of Vampire Mob. So good for Joe. Funny guy, great guy. And Joe will take pictures. He'll be out in Los Angeles and he'll just take a picture and it'll say mattress. And it's really interesting urban landscapes where he just came upon a mattress leaning on a pole and he took a picture. And it's just kind of a slice of life commentary of what he saw when he was out. And every time I see them, I just think bed bugs. Joe, get away from the mattress. You're going to get bed bugs in your camera. It's going to be awful. Like I can't, anytime I see a dresser, anything at all. So now when we had to go sit in all these chairs and sit down and try them out, in my head, I checked every crease and I looked on every wheel to make sure there was no bug. So we finally settled on our chair that was bugless and allowed me to escape from aliens and spun. And so I asked the guy, I go, look, I don't want to, can I buy the floor model? Which is dangerous for me because there might be one bug lurking, but I inspected it, so I didn't see any. And he goes like, no, we don't sell the floor models. He goes, but we'll build the chair for you for like $9. I said, what? He goes, yeah, it's if you buy it, it's like an extra $9 and we'll build it. You can just pick it up built. I said, done. Because again, the divorce is going to cost way more than $9. So Karen and I split. I went and paid for the chair. We bailed. And the next day, I could not pick up the chair. I was recording, I think. And then Karen's like, well, I'll go pick it up and I'll bring it home. So I got home and look, there's nothing better than when something cool that you wanted is waiting for you when you get to your house. It's so great. It's like when Uma Thurman says in Pulp Fiction, don't you just love it when you come back from the bathroom to find your food waiting for you? Which honestly, I'm not on board with that. I want to be at the table when my food shows up. Just in case there's something I need to talk to the waiter about or get an extra napkin. I can't agree with Uma Thurman on that. I'm sorry. I mean, coming home and finding like a package from UPS or something from FedEx or something in the mail, that's totally cool. because then you got to open it anyway on your own. It's not like if UPS comes and brings you a package, you go, wait, and you open it and it's not what you wanted, you can send it back. No, that's not how it works. But with food, if you get something and you go, oh my God, that looks terrible, take it back. Because otherwise you got to grab the guy and get his attention. And then he's wondering, well, if you weren't, because again, what if when you're in the bathroom, your salad wilted? What if it was fine when he brought it? I need to be there to put my eyes on whatever food they're bringing me. So and look, Uma was a Coke freak in that movie, so we know that she's got a problem anyway. So I can't be on board with that. I'm sorry, Fox Force 5. I cannot agree with you. I need to be at the table when my food shows up. I can't be in the bathroom doing Coke and quoting Steppenwolf. I need to see if my soup is cold. And a dance contest in the middle of dinner? Are you kidding me? Who leaves their entree to go to a dance contest? Nobody. Finish your entree. And that's bad timing on the restaurant's part. I got to blame Jackrabbit Slims. You need to look around and make sure that everybody's finished their food before you have a dance contest. If I got half a pork chop in front of me, I'm not going to go fucking Watusi for the enjoyment of your customers. As badly as I want to win that trophy. And even if my boss's wife wants me to win that trophy for her, I'm not leaving a pork chop unmanned. All right. So, folks, I buy this chair. And they say they'll build it for me, which is nice. So I come in the house, and there's my chair. And it's and Karen was so nice. She like did the little Carol Merrill. She like stood next to it, like, ta-da. And I'm like, yay. And she goes, now, Michael, let me talk to you for a second before you sit down. And I go, no. And I dove in and I sat down. And when I sat on the chair, it leaned to the left. And like my heart just fucking sank. It sank. So I started to kind of like shift my weight, and it was like a supermarket cart with like the bad wheel. You know how it wobbles? Well, my chair, the wheels were fine, but the base, the connection of the chair itself to the wheelbase, it was like square peg in a round hole. It was like wobbly. And I looked at Karen and I go, what? Why did you bring this home? Didn't you sit in this? And she goes, well, you know, it's funny because there was one dude who worked at the Staples who looked like Joakim Noah, he plays for the Bulls. Okay. There was one dude there and he didn't help us, but I identified him as trouble, like right away. So Karen said when they brought the chair out, he rolled it out and he sat in it. And he like spun around in it. He goes, there you go. See, all put together. And which honestly, that was one of the reasons I did not want them to build the chair. What are you looking for? You're freaking me out. What are you looking for?
It's fine. I'll find it. I'm probably sitting on it.
You sat on your pen and it disappeared?
Keep going.
I can't.
There it is. It's right in front of my face.
Yes, well, you say keep going. Look, now that's even worse. That's like when a comedy club, when somebody talks in a comedy club and they deal with you and you say something and they go on with your shtick. But I'm looking at you. You're the only fucking person here and you're spinning around and looking around and stuff.
Pressure on me.
It's not on you. It's on me. I'm trying to make you laugh and you're not paying attention. I'm like, oh, Jesus, I lost her. Look, this chair story's already out of hand. But then I lose you to a marker search and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I got to wrap this fucking chair story up. But how can I cut it short? Joakim Noah is sitting and it's spinning around in my fucking chair. Because that was what pissed me off. That was the one thing I didn't want. Because I should tell you this. When I said to the guy, he said he would build the chair. Fuck, I forgot to throw this in. He said he would build it. I go, when do you build it? He goes, well, we'll build it tomorrow. You can pick it up after 6. I go, yeah, but do you build it at like 10 in the morning? And then you guys sit in it all day and roll around? Like I pictured them being the valets from Ferris Bueller who fucking took Cameron's car and drove all around the city. I don't want them driving all around the back room of Staples in my new chair. That's my new chair. I don't want one ass in it. I want you to build it and make sure it's fine. And then my ass will sit in it when I get it home. I didn't want it to be all broken in by those dudes. But then again, in my head, I'm like, well, you were going to buy the floor model. That had mystery asses for months. So you can deal with Friendly Guy, Stay Puffed Guy, and Joakim Noah Guy if they all sit in your chair, right? No, I can't. Build my chair and stay the fuck out of it. But then Karen told me they rolled it out and Joakim Noah sat right in the fucking chair and spun around and was like, see, the chair's fine. We put it together. And I was furious. I'm like, why does Joakim Noah get to sit in my fucking chair? I told Stay Puffed not to let them sit in the fucking chair the night before. Don't you listen to me? Don't I have some sort of authoritative command as I spin around in the chair and talk about escaping from alien attacks? And then I wonder why they don't take me seriously. Listen, don't let anybody sit in this chair. Oh, sure thing, clown nose. I mean, I'm fucking... So, Joakim Noah, but then Karen said he was very friendly and he helped her out to the car and he put the chair in her car for her. And then she tried to tip him and he wouldn't take it because they don't do that. It's like when I tried to tip the cake chick and she's like, I would get fired if I took that tip. And I'm like, You got to quit this job. I'm trying to give you extra money for fuck's sake. But luckily, Joakim Noah was, Lily wasn't there to get him fired. Who she did it was at Staples. You got a guy fired, or was it Office Depot? Good Christ. So I sat in the chair. It was wobbly, and I was like, God damn it. So we called over there, and we told them what was up, and they were like, well, just bring it back, but you can't bring it back till tomorrow, because they were almost good. They had us pick it up after 6, and then I got home from recording late. So I couldn't bring it back. So I said, well, I got to sit, because I had already thrown my chair out because it was it had switchblades for arms. I mean, it was just in terrible shape. So I sat in the wobbly chair all night, like fucking Rick from The Young Ones. Terrible. In the rickety chair. Oh, the rickety chair. Blast. Why am I in the rickety chair? God damn, The Young Ones are awesome. All right. But then the next day I brought my chair back, and it was fine. They had built a new one for us, and then I took it home. There you go. That's the end of me buying a chair story. Jesus Christ. I was pissed off because fucking Stay Puft and Joakim Noah had sat in my chair and fucking broke it in. But then, so when I called them to tell them to rebuild it, and he's like, yeah, we'll rebuild it and just bring that in tomorrow. And I said, yeah, and could you make sure they don't, like, nobody sits in it? And he's like, well, we have to sit in it to make sure to test it, to make sure it's built right. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, why are you arguing with me? Just, you know what? Lie to me. Just go, okay, nobody will sit in it, dumbass. And give me the crazy finger, that like on the other end of the phone, just cuckoo, and like make fun of me to your fucking coworkers. And also, me telling them not to sit in it, that's just a license for them to sit in it bare ass, right? Yep. Joakim Noah and Stay Puft were just in that fucking thing completely bare ass. I can't be mean to Stay Puft. He was a nice guy. All right, so he Stay Puft because he was like friendly, and he looked like a big kind of stuffed animal, like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and his arms, like, he didn't have upper arms. It was like his elbows were attached to his shoulders. He's like, he was like a little kind of a big dude, but friendly, but also he looked like a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I can't lie. All right, so I bought a chair. Stupid. See, this is what happens, folks. I don't have anything else to do during the day. Like, I got nothing else to tell you. I got no stories. Nothing happens to me in my life. So I end up getting distracted as Lily looks for a marker, and I tell you a fucking 2-week to be continued story about buying a chair that has no ending. Oh my God. The ending of it is I got a chair. Fuck. They're doing that fucking Hurricane Sandy benefit tonight. Fuck that. Have a benefit for me. I need. And not even for money. I need stories. I need a fucking story benefit. Get everybody together and have them perform for my ass. Jesus Christ. Actually, you know what? I'm fucking down on my luck money-wise. Let that benefit should be for like for the benefit of the victims of Hurricane Sandy and Mike. Just tag me on there. It couldn't hurt. Karen asked me to tape that before I left the house. I can't wait. I'm excited to see who's on it, but then I hear who's on it. I'm like, oh my Christ. Because again, look, if you like Bon Jovi, good for you. That's fine. I hope you like him. I know there's something. My wife loves him. I'm done. He's the human Boston. I don't need to hear him anymore. I don't need to hear him talk. I just don't. It's funny? Because whenever something happens in New Jersey, Bon Jovi has to be furious because they've got Springsteen. Springsteen's the go-to guy. He's always their guy, but Bon Jovi is always like the little brother who's tagging along. Like, remember me too? I'm from Jersey too. I love Jersey. And he sings like a horrible ballad, and you're just like, no, dude, Springsteen, Jungleland. That's the deal. I mean, but Bon Jovi, you know what? In New Jersey, there is a certain group of Jerseyites who Bon Jovi's their dude. He's like their go-to guy. Because I learned that when I insulted John Bon Jovi in here once before, and I got some very angry letters. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I like from people who are just like, you know what? He does a lot of good things for New Jersey, and he's, the band is really good. I'm like, oh my God, really? Because they didn't even defend him as like I'm a fan. They defended him like as a humanitarian, like I should just leave him alone. It's like, fuck that, dude. You know what? New Jersey, Chicago has a Bon Jovi. I'll tell you this because I'm from Chicago. Because whenever something happens in New Jersey, there's Springsteen, who's untouchable. He's the man. But then Bon Jovi's also there, and I don't get it. Well, Chicago has their own Bon Jovi, like a guy that they will defend forever, no matter how stupid he is, no matter what the fuck, no matter how ridiculous he is, no matter how awful the product he puts out, no matter how bad his performance is. The city of Chicago will always, always defend Mike Ditka. Always. Mike Ditka is the Bon Jovi of Chicago. I mean, it is just, because he is just an idiot. He is an idiot. Mike Ditka is clearly just a widow's peak having, fucking too bad hip, terrible father. Mike Ditka's a bad person, but he coached the team to won the Super Bowl in 1985, and he rules Chicago until he dies. And even after he dies, I'm sure they'll put a statue of him somewhere. I'm not kidding you. He's Iron Mike, Da Bears, and all that fucking horse shit, and it's awful. And he has restaurants and pork chops and sauces and mustache wax and fucking combs and sweaters and bullshit. And again, I can't blame him. This is not on him. He might be the best guy in the world. I have no clue. I'm sure he's not, but he might be. But he's just that weird kind of Chicago in pants where they identify with him because he's a dude who, he talks about eating pork and he fucking has 19 strokes and doesn't die, and you never see him without a cigar. So they're like, he embodies the toughness of Chicago. He's from Pittsburgh, first of all. He played in Chicago for a little while and then coached the team when they won the Super Bowl, but still, there are people who and again, he might be the best guy in the world. He's probably not. So this isn't really on him. I guess it's more on the worship, the cult of personality around him. So I guess with Bon Jovi, it shouldn't really be about him. It should just be about the cult of personality that's sprung up around him. No, it's about Bon Jovi. He's a terrible guy. I think we can all agree on that, probably. It's funny because, Bon Jovi's daughter just had a heroin overdose, and Ditka's got a 45-year-old son who got caught speeding, and he's got pills and he's got prescriptions that don't belong to him. It's just like, I would never think that these guys who constantly shove their faces into the spotlight would be terrible parents. You would never think that. I can't believe their kids aren't completely well-adjusted trying to live in the shadow of two guys who've been worshipped all the time and get off on it. But I can't wait to see that. They should have Ditka play that concert. No, they shouldn't. For the benefit, it's for the benefit for the victims of Hurricane Sandy and Mike. But I saw the list of all the people, like The Who is going to be on, and fucking Roger Waters is doing Comfortably Numb with Eddie Vedder, from what I heard. And then I heard Paul McCartney is going to front Nirvana. Did you hear? I read that right? That wasn't a dream I had, some sort of fever dream. It's Dave Grohl and Chris Novoselic and Paul McCartney are going to reunite Nirvana on stage. And I look, I understand the effort and I appreciate it. But honestly, right now, Kurt Cobain, George Harrison, and John Lennon are looking down and going, yeah, we got you guys. I'm sorry. Literally. And Ringo is just not even involved either way. It's like, he's just, so there, yeah, he's doing the reuniting of Nirvana, which is great. And it's amazing because I can't even imagine what it would be like to be in the building to see that. Victims and TV, I'm going to watch it on TV, but just to see Dave Grohl and Chris Novoselic get back together and then Paul McCartney in front, and if they actually do Smells Like Teen Spirit and they do Nirvana songs, I think that's going to be fucking amazing. The bad news, of course, is that now Courtney Love is going to kill Paul McCartney. Force a habit. You guys can get me at MikeandMikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can be my friend at Facebook.com/the40-year-old-boy. You can follow me on Twitter at Twitter.com/the40-year-old-boy. You can be our friend David Hernandez at his friend at Facebook.com/DavidMexHernandez. You can be our friend Lily Von Stup's friend on Facebook at Facebook.com/Lily Von Stup. You can follow her at two different Twitter accounts, Twitter.com/MNTs and Twitter.com/Lily Von Stup. And if you'd like to write her a personal note and make her phone go off like a motherfucking cherry-spinning slot machine the second it arrives, give her something else to look at and focus on instead of me talking, you can reach her at Lily at burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili, at burlesque411.com.
Come behold him, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum, the 40-year-old boy, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. The finest gifts to sell, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum, rum-pa-pum-pum, rum-pa-pum-pum. Shirts and mugs here for you, scarf and in red boy
too. By the mug with by a boy. By the mug with Thorgar and Yeep on the front of it. Shirts and mugs, Joe business. Every child must be made to know about the stuff at Tweaked Audio. Sweet earbuds so that you can rock a watch you can wear on your car. I pray you want to download all the years, each episode. We'll see the day of glory. See the day when men of goodwill finally own Schmitty comes alive. Joe business. Can it be? Can it be? Oh, it's a pretty thing, isn't it?
Oh, you're not making me wait? Oh, okay. Want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 clubs at Santa Monica and Vine. Our friend Lily was very busy, folks, checking out her image board and checking her mail and doing things. And I said, I'm ready to talk. I said, I'm ready to shoot, Jack. And she just said, well, hold on a second. And she kept looking at her mail. And so I sat here patiently with my earbuds jammed in, looking at my microphone. And I said, you know what? Well, fuck it. Just give me an Oreo then if you're going to make me wait. And then she pointed at me, said, we're going. So the only thing she hates more than listening to me is losing a cookie. So your precious Oreos are untouched, and we will continue with the show from now on. Reminding you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 clubs on Santa Monica and Vine. I happen to know the producer of that show. I can say a lot of things about her. She looks good in a turtleneck, and she does not like to share cookies. Her name is Lily Von Schupp. Hey, Lily, how are you? Hi. How was the show this week?
It was awesome.
Yes, you had St. Louis people in town.
We did. We had an all-out-of-town cast. It was really amazing. It was a wonderful show.
Ray Gunn was in the house.
Oh, Ray Gunn was in the house.
That's your guy, right?
Oh, you know,
They're all your guy.
I like women, but I think I'm bored with them.
Yeah, sure. Go back to the home team.
Yeah, I mean, I have just seen so many naked women over the last 6 years.
Yeah.
That I'm just kind of going, oh look, there's been a bunch of naked men recently. I like that. Men are cool.
Yeah. I'll vouch for that.
I forgot about that.
Well, good. All right. Well, I hope that trend continues for you then. So that was last week's St. Louis. Who's coming up this week at the Monday Night Teas?
Burlesque Me Baby one more time.
Oh, it's the Britney Spears show. Yeah. That's cool. And you're performing, right?
I am hosting.
Oh, good. That's fine.
I can't be Britney Spears.
True.
So I'm going to be hosting as Madonna, passing the mantle to the younger generation.
Oh, nice. Oh, are you going to make out with a Britney Spears and a Christina Aguilera?
I might.
Oh, all right. Well, that's got to get people in the door, correct?
There might be some lesbian kissing going on.
So what you're telling me is you're going to share your cookies with some women on stage on Monday.
If by cookie you're mispronouncing my tongue.
Well, good for you and good for them. And good for everyone who pays to get in. Go get tickets now at MondayNightTees.com, then BrownPaperTickets.com and LiliesTickets.com. Go check all of those places out. And 2 of them will work, and you'll be able to get tickets for the Monday Night Teas. And also, don't forget that the New Year's show is on sale right now. That's called New Year's Teas, is it? Or is it something different? With Greta Grenade in the house, and it's going to be amazing. And there's a toast, and there's drinking, and you're making out with people at midnight, I heard.
I am, yes. Are you coming? I hope you come.
I don't know right now. Maybe. I might. I have to find out what my wife said we're doing, because Yeah, she's in charge. And also usually I work, like as a comedian, you usually work on New Year's, so we don't ever make plans. But I mean, I haven't done that in the last few years either. So we were thinking of going home. Mex has a Christmas party every year, and he puts out the invite every year. Actually, I'll talk about it at the end. Remind me. We got to talk about it at the end. That's my ramp out, because I wasn't sure what I was doing as a ramp out. We'll talk about that. So good. The Monday Night Tease is next week, and then also New Year's Tease is available. Tickets are available now. Again, brownpapertickets.com, MondayNightTease.com. Go ahead and check it out and get some tickets for all of those shows that are available now. And watch Lily kiss ladies. Yeah, sure. Go to facebook.com/the40year-old-boy and be my friend there, and also join the live pages there. There's news on that front, but I can't deliver it until next week. I thought I would have news today, but I don't. But go ahead and join the new, there's all the live pages to bring me to your town and things like that. Detroit, San Antonio, Austin, all sorts of places, Hampton Roads, Virginia, Hampton Beach, Hampton Roads. I don't know. Portland, of course, I want to go back there. All sorts of places. So go ahead and check those out, folks, and sign up for those pages. And eventually the live stuff will get rebooted and I'll be back on the road. It's just a matter of when. Also at facebook.com, like I said, be my friend there. Be the friends with Lily Von Stupp. Be friends with our friend Dave Hernandez, who does all of the artwork for this show and does all of the music for this show. And you heard earlier the 70s Christmas carols. That is a big, people enjoy that. And I think there'll be the 70s next week as well. So whatever. So people love those. Those are all Mac's amazing work. And if you're interested, if you have a business and you want to hire David to do any artwork for your business, you can go to artbydmh.com. That's artbydmh.com. Just go visit it and check out the amazing work that he's done. And if your business is in the market for his business, then contact him and do business at artbydmh.com. Go ahead and get David on the line. He does amazing work, and he is one of my best friends. So I will vouch for him. And that's what you want. By the way, you want a child masquerading as an adult, definitely vouching for your business. Sorry, Dave. Like I said, follow me on Twitter. You can go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com, and there's the Joe Business page with all sorts of stuff for you to pick up. There are mugs from Zazzle.com, the Thorgar and Yeep mug and the Fireboy mug. There are T-shirts available, Scar Panda and Red Boy. If anybody has placed an order for the shirts, or also we have a couple of orders for artwork in the pipeline. There are prints for the show, autographed prints and artwork. I've gotten those orders. I have to wait for them. I have to get them from David, and then I have to send them from here. So please know that they are in the pipeline. It's just a matter of when they're going to go out. I do have it. I should send emails to confirm, I guess. But just letting you know that I do have everybody's order, and I will fill it in the coming days. You'll definitely have them before Christmas. That's what I say now. I don't know if it was for anybody for Christmas, but what the hell, that's fine. They'll be out. Let's see. Also at joebusiness.com, there's the Schmitty Comes Alive download. It is $5 for the audio download of me live at the Los Angeles Podcast Festival. Again, no truer representation of what I want to do on stage than that show exists. So go ahead and pick it up now for just $5 and hear all of the things I want to be in the future. T-shirts, mugs, tweakedaudio.com/40. They're our friends. Go ahead and buy autoerotic asphyxiation earbuds and cock ring watches from them when you get the chance. They are available. And get, what did I like? Parkour. That's the one I like, correct? Parker or Parkour? And get wood. Get the wood looking one, because then you can put it in your ears and it's just, you pretend you got like a log in your ear. It's so much fun. That's what I do every week. Part of the reason I'm distracted during the show, because I'm like, oh, I got a log in my ear. Love it. Also, don't forget that year 1, year 2, year 3, and year 4 of this podcast are available for purchase as a group, which is the Podcast of the Caribbean set, or you can buy them individually. But if you buy the group, you get 4 for the price of 3. Why do I do that all the fucking time? 4 for the price of 3. Go ahead and pick those up. And also, you can donate to the show, upper left-hand corner of every page on MikeSchmidtComedy.com. You can make a one-time donation to the show, or you can go ahead and subscribe per month, $2 per month, $5 per month, $10 per month, or $25 per month. I appreciate it. All of us appreciate it. It keeps the show afloat and makes us very happy. So thank you so much for stepping up and doing that sort of thing. Please remember that I have appeared on podcasts in the past week. I am on the newest edition of Battleship Pretension. That's available at battleshippretension.com, I believe, or you can go to iTunes and search Battleship Pretension. I had a nice conversation with Tyler and David about all sorts of stuff and cop movies. It was supposed to be cop movies, and then it changed because we got to talking about other things, but we do squeeze a bunch of cop stuff in there, so go ahead and check those out. Also, I am on the, not the newest, weird, they did a show with me and put it out Friday, and then they put a show out Monday. I don't know why they stepped on my show. They didn't feel it was good enough. Who knows? But I'm on the Comedy Film Nerds episode that came out on Friday. It was me and Graham and Chris talking, as we are wont to do, talking about Killing Them Softly and other shows like that. So check me out on both movie-related podcasts as I talk to guys who know about movies and pretend that I can hang. So Comedy Film Nerds is available. Battleship Pretension is available. Go pick those up right now. And then write them and tell them how much you enjoyed me so they will have me on as a guest in the future. I'll tell you that too, because people keep writing me and they'll say things like, dude, why don't you do Joe Rogan's show? Or why don't you do other shows? Well, they kind of don't know me. And so if you guys want to go ahead and write people and recommend me as a guest or request me as a guest, I'm not going to frown on that. But don't be a terrorist about it, because then it turns into a problem. We don't need a jihad to get me on somebody's show because I am appearing on other shows. But I'm just saying, because people write me, and I always feel badly when I have to tell them that I don't know why. But in reality, it's because I'm not on their radar screen. So maybe if you put me on the radar screen like you guys did with Mark Maron, maybe I'll get on that show. Who knows? But there's plenty of people on all those shows. So inevitably, I'll wind up on at some point. They'll run out of people, and then they'll wind up calling me, and I'll be like, yay. So, and you guys will know that you were the ones who played a hand in that. So if you want me to guest on a show, because someone asked me, they're like, well, how come you've never been on Keith and the Girl? And I'm like, I don't know. I blame the girl, quite frankly. But go ahead and write them. Write anybody. I've never met them. I don't know them. So write anyone. So if you think, hey, you should be on a show, writing me is cool, writing them is better. And now I'm leaving because I have to go. I'm alone tonight. Karen's at a screening. What was I going to talk about on the way out?
You're going to talk about the invitation for Mexi's.
Oh, dude, get this. So Max, every year he has a Christmas party, and every year the invitation is an unbelievable piece of work. Those 70s Christmas carols come right from a full-length, 30-minute audio thing that he and I did as an invitation to the Christmas party. I helped write it. I did some voices. But the crux of it, of course, was him, because it's all his. He will come up with the idea for the invite, and he usually does it all himself. Okay? And then it comes in the mail, and I'm astonished by it. He made a Mafia flowchart. He made a fake Facebook page for Santa. I mean, he does amazing things. And sometimes he'll include me, and sometimes he won't. Well, the last few years, he's included me and bounced ideas off me. Well, this year, he didn't call me at all. He didn't. So I'm like, well, is there even going to be a Christmas party this year? I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to ask him about it. So I opened my mail on Saturday, and I got a big package from him, and I'm like, oh, dude. And I open it up, and it's a fucking T-shirt. He had T-shirts made, and on the front it says, you are invited to, David and Kristen's 20th anniversary Christmas, because it's the 20th year he's done it. And on it, everyone's drawn. All of the UN of Evil and all of our wives and everybody are drawn on the front of the T-shirt with a huge number 20. That's the invite this year. Everybody got a T-shirt to invite them to the party. And I laughed my ass off. I was like, of course he didn't fucking tell me that. Why would you? So I called him immediately. I'm like, dude, I got the shirt. It's amazing. He's like, oh yeah. He goes, it wasn't that bad. And I was able to do the design pretty quick. He goes, but they fucked up the shirt a few times. And I was like, what? Well, hold on a second. What are you talking about? He went to a T-shirt shop that I've used in the past and I've discussed here on the show. And he only needed like 15 shirts. So he did a small run. You got to pay more. So he went in and he ordered it he said before Thanksgiving, like a week before Thanksgiving, the Friday before Thanksgiving. He said, I need it by, in 3 weeks. And they were like, okay, no problem. We'll get it taken care of. He went in and he paid for it. And he said, I need to see it to approve it before you send it to go be made. Because he learned from me and all of this bullshit. So he's like, they said, okay. So he checked it out and they went and they made it. And then he went in to pick it up. And he picked it up, and like 5 of the shirts had big black smudges. It's a white T-shirt with the design on the front, and like 5 of the shirts had big smudges on it. And he opens it up, and he looks and he goes, you're kidding me, right? You're kidding. We made 15 shirts, and there's smudges on 1/3 of them. You can't. And they're like, oh my gosh, we're so sorry. We'll redo them. Because it was obvious there was something on the screen that made a smudge. And they said, we're sorry. And I guess they knocked some money off the price and they redid them. And He couldn't pick them up the next day, and he went in the following day, and 2 of them had smudges in the exact same spot. And he said he just looked at it, and he looked up at her face, and she saw them too and went, oh. Like, and so he's like, you're joking. You're absolutely. And so they read him, and finally, after 3 tries, they got him all of the correct shirts, and they took a ton of money off. But dudes, I'm not crazy. I only tell you this story so you realize that I am not a crazy person. I'm telling you, there is no one out there who cares at all. And he told me, he goes, they opened up a new location. They opened a new location because the other one was closer to his house, but he happened to be driving and he saw a new location. And I'm like, was there a huge fucking smudge on the sign? Like, I can't even imagine that would be a place you'd want to go. Get it right in one spot before you start spreading your evil all over the fucking southwestern suburbs. What is wrong with you? I couldn't believe it when he told me, and I laughed my ass off. I was like, I would have taken the smudge shirts just because. I would have said, give them to me free. I'll take those. And I would have circled the smudge and made sure everybody knew that they fucked it up. Because I have a tone. Because you know why? Because I talk quickly and I don't fucking think. That's why. I think that's what it means when you have a tone. Is you don't fucking bother to care what comes flying out of your goddamn mouth. I try to grow the show and I want people to get on board and they're like, I listen to it and you talk too fast. Really, I talk too fast. How the hell else am I supposed to cram all of this into a small 3-hour window? Dude, there's no script. I just go with this shit on the fly. It makes me laugh. If it doesn't make you laugh, turn the fucking station. And by turn the station, I mean turn the wheel of your car right into a guardrail. Jesus fuck. Hey, where are you going, boy?